I only have 12 right now. I know that sounds like a lot, but
Hey.
He goes,
I
I only have 12.
I had I think like 20 at once.
Oh,
So I had
wow.
Damn.
It really is only 12 then.
Did they
You
let you
went
in at
from
the airport? What? My
It
bad. I
did.
didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Just like I
that's
had
a
to
better
know. It's
No,
like,
question.
you're good. Can I show you something actually? I went to the dentist, right? And
Oh, jeez.
they took an x-ray of my face, bro. Holy, you can see everything.
yeah, because it has to have the like. It'll show it in
Yo,
it.
Let's talk about it.
what's going on, everybody? We
Hey.
got Ozelly with us here today. Big
Mhm.
shouts out to Ozelly. Hey,
What's up,
man, do
y'all?
you want to tell them about yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Ozelly, born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, just chilling here. Yeah, I've been doing music for about 2 years, so I'm just here to explain that shit to y'all. So let's
Yeah,
go.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what's up,
And
bro. Thank you for joining us tonight.
yeah, and shout out Ozelly. We met him at one of our music reaction live streams. It was one of the first
Facts.
ones we were doing back in the day.
Back
So
in
we've
season
known
1.
Ozelly for a minute. Got to hear a lot of his music, bro. Cool ass dude. I'm hyped to get
Super,
on here and be able to talk to you today. You know what I'm saying?
not for real. Well, and just speaking on his music real quick, we've gotten to hear some like heavy, like almost trap metal style music, but we've
Yeah,
also gotten to hear some softer, almost maybe lo-fi style music.
yeah.
What inspired you to create such, like, those
Um,
are like, you could almost call them opposites, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
like they're like contradictions and style.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
That's a good question because originally, I think I think the first stream that I ever joined with you guys, I sent in this song that I made that was like a Shoreline Mafia type beat, and oh, it was like terrible, bro. Like, but that was the first song that I made, and the whole reason behind it was I was in the hospital for like I think 3.5 years, and I didn't really have much to do, so
Wow.
I was sitting in there, and it was just a bunch of like mental stuff because I had like a really bad like trip type thing,
Hmm.
and I
Mhm.
blew out of whack for the next 2.5 years of just not knowing where I was. In the last like year and a half to just a year, I was like super invested in the idea of making music because I find a really comfortable place in it. So when I was back then, when I was still in that dark mind, I would make really dark music, but I was also really interested in I forget which side Shoreline Mafia is on. I don't know if it's East Coast or West Coast, but I
I
was
think
like
that's gonna be more
really
of that West Coast sound.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Shoreline's the West Coast.
Yeah. I really love that stuff. And for a long time, like me and my brother didn't get along, but I knew he liked that type of music. So I started making that type of music because I wanted to be closer with him too.
Hey, that's fire.
Um, and he actually really likes those ones. I think they're garbage. I think the mix is so bad on them, bro. Like I literally used BandLab and didn't know what I was doing. I put like three compression things on it, not knowing what the hell they were doing. So it didn't really change much. But over time, after I got home, I remember I made this song called New Beginnings, and I'm pretty sure you guys heard that one.
Yeah,
It's the one
Hmm.
that's like, I was used to you and you were used to me.
yeah,
That was my
yeah.
very first like actual singing kind of melodic song. And the mix is still not the best. The cutting's not the best, but it brought me in a direction of like, I don't have to constantly rap about sad shit or shit that I don't do per se to
Hmm.
make good music. Because I always had this thought that like if you want to make music, you have to be a gangbanger, you have to make a lot of money, you have to be really sad or depressed. And I slowly realized like, bro, I could just switch up this style and not really have to go to the cliche type of rap or the cliche type of singing. So a lot of the style switches were just emotion based, but also experimental. And it brought me here today, still doing both. So that's cool.
I
Nah,
love that.
nah, hell yeah, bro.
And just real quick, while we're early on, what's the first thing you would want somebody to know about you? Like, as you know, somebody's running across you, first impressions.
First impressions. Okay. I think for me, it really depends. It depends on the day how I'm going to be, but I'm never going to be disrespectful. I'm never going to be rude, but I do like my time, right? So if I want to work on a feature with somebody, if I want to make music with somebody, I will literally that day, if you send it to me that day, I'll get it finished that day. But if I text you and be like, yo, like, let's do this today, like, send me some, and you send it to me the next day, I'll either do it that day or procrastinate like a week. It's so random, bro. Like, it's really like, it just depends, honestly. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. But in general, I think what people should know about me is at first I could be a little awkward. I could be really hard to get comfortable around kinda because I'm really random. Like I just do dumb shit like all the time. Say dumb shit, say probably shit that'll get me canceled. Don't really care. But yeah, once you get past the barrier of feeling like um uh I don't know, just like feeling like I'm different, I'm chill. Like it really doesn't matter. I'll be cool to you no matter what. So
That's fire.
yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And so just going into the next question. So bro, with like what is your opinion on like image and aesthetic in music? So for you, like personally, I fuck with what you have going. Like
Thank you.
I like the aesthetic. Like the mask, I was gonna ask, you wear that in a lot, you know what I'm saying, a lot of pictures. You know what I'm saying? Rarely on your Instagram do you see the mask slip off.
Yeah.
But just with aesthetics and everything like that, like, what's your opinion? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like yours is hard, bro. You got pictures of Raiden with like machine guns. You know what I'm saying? You're out in the
Yeah.
desert, just like a whole bunch of shit. But I feel like that's what makes me like actually, you know what I'm saying? Keep liking your pictures, want to keep seeing your
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Clicking into your music is because like your life looks cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your opinion on that in Instagram and like kind of just that whole thing? Because I know for some people, or you know what I mean, it could be whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, iffy on it. But I know for some people, it's a whole thing. It's like a
Oh yeah.
part of the brand. It's everything.
I think looks and aesthetic is really, really important to music, in the sense that if you go on Instagram, right, and you just post a video of your music, it's like whatever it is, just the sound wave file thing. Post a video of that, and yeah, that's gonna get like barely any traction, even if it's the best thing ever. If
Mm.
you adhere to a style like emo goth, whatever the hell you want to call it, if you adhere to a certain style, you're gonna pull people from that crowd regardless. Plus, they can listen to your music at the same time. So it gives you this crowd of like not just people that like your music, but that like your style. And it'll push you regardless. Like if you stop doing music or stop doing the aesthetic, those people are still going to remember you. So, I mean, it always helps to have a good look or at least be confident in your look, which is kind of a contradiction because the mask and everything. The only reason I wear it is because I am not confident at all. Like I'm so insecure, bro. It's really bad, but I think it definitely adds to the music and the character as well. It's not just like a gimmick, you know. It's not something that I wear just for music and this is the only
Yeah.
reason I wear it. Like I'm at my friend's house right now, bro. I have not taken it off. Like I've been here 3 days, been on the whole time. I sleep with it on for with my girlfriend for the first 6 or 7 months. I had never taken it off. She had never seen my face. It was literally she only seen me with my mask on in person, and then I was able to show her, and it was chill. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really big thing for me insecurity wise, and I think, like I said, it does definitely help with the image as well because I can do a lot with it. Like I don't just have to wear this; I could wear a full face mask, and it wouldn't be abnormal, you know?
Yeah, exactly, because you're already on that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you've
yeah,
been living it, and that's interesting, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that. For me, it's like, I guess as a, like, consumer, you know what I'm saying, reading into it, I was like, "Oh, he just" you know what I'm saying, "He's keeping the identity hidden."
right.
But, you know what I'm saying, it's interesting to be vulnerable and open up like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could appreciate that, bro, like, that's
Thank
real, you feel me? Like,
you.
I think
Thank you.
everybody has their insecurities, and it's just, you know what I'm saying, they're so hidden in their own ways, and not everybody's, like, you know what I mean, like, bold enough to admit it, you know what I mean? So, that just takes props, you know what I'm saying? That's a real person right there, and I think it speaks in your music a lot too, you know what I'm saying? Just being real, it's, like, authentic, real emotion, stuff like that. Um
Quick shameless plug just based on that. If you guys haven't heard Cigarettes and Self Pity by Ozelly,
yeah,
man, go check it out.
yeah.
Look it
Great.
up. Pause this video. Go look
I
it
was
up.
gonna
You know what I'm
say, we
saying?
might have to throw a cutscene clip in here
Quick
at one
clip.
point, bro,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, that's a. You were just speaking about like that emotion, just like
Mhm.
being able to be vulnerable and real, and that was like you said. That's something I really appreciate about Ozelly. So
Yeah,
just wanted to give a quick plug to his music. Where
Appreciate that.
that's
Yeah.
a song that I love to check out. But
yeah. It's
Hell yeah.
raw emotion. Like, I think that's why people are gonna gravitate towards it, you know what I'm saying? I think you are doing a good job playing into your pool of, like, people that listen to it, your audience, people with familiar, you know what I'm saying, sounds as other people, like, I think you are doing that pretty well.
Thank you.
Um, so I think when people listen to your music as artists, like it seems very effortless. Like it seems like this talent is just like within you. Like you just got it. Like the songs, it's just so easy. You got it right there. Like when you hear that
Appreciate it.
shit, that's what you think. Just from the back end, like from the artist side, the grind side, the work side. What are the things in music, like creation wise, that come easy to you? And what are the things that are like, damn, I got to put extra effort into this, or like I can't lack on this, like I got to be A game on this part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like
Yeah.
that everyone has different things they're pretty good at, and things are like, some people are really good at marketing, some people great at the music and the marketing, but you know what I'm saying? There's just the missing pieces between that. What is it for you?
That's a
Or
good
at least
question.
at the current moment, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure it changes all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Like,
it's never just the vocals or just the mixing or the marketing. It's never
mhm,
just one thing. There's always something else, and
yeah.
it really depends. Like I said, on the day. Shocker. Um, it's really weird because like I'll get these feelings like when I'll make a song, right? I'll find a beat, and this might be cringy as shit, but I'll sit there and listen to the beat, and if like my heart like that, if my heart feels it type shit, like if I really feel the beat, I'll use it and I'll make something. If I don't, even if it's like the best beat that I really like, if I don't feel like I don't know, just like this, there's this weird feeling in my chest that's like I can make something good out of this. I won't
Yeah.
record on it. I really won't. And if I do, it doesn't come out as good as I want it to because I know I can do better. So usually the easiest part for me is probably getting the chorus down or the chorus like I just smoked a pack of Marlboro. That whole
Mhm.
part, bro. I literally I found the beat, really liked it, clicked record, and I said that. And the very first clip that you hear was the very first thing that I recorded, and I copied and pasted it throughout the whole song. So
Damn. The
it
one
was
take?
literally like the first time. Yeah, one whole take for that
Damn.
one part.
Yeah.
And then everything else, I mean, the other lyrics, they were kind of bullshitted through. Like I had to think of like some sort of way to incorporate that into kind of the chorus that I was going with, because all the lyrics that I have, if you notice, they're all kinda like it's kind of reaching for this idea that you're going somewhere, um, but you don't wanna go, right? Like, you wanna go I don't know how to explain it, but it just it just makes sense. It makes sense in my head and my ears, so I just went with it, so and, I think one thing that's really super duper important for people to do is marketing. It's really hypocritical of me because I think I suck at marketing. I'm so bad at it. Like we just dropped a song "Placid" together. Oh, me and my friend Severin, dude, I did
Shout out
not do
Severed.
nearly enough marketing. It was so bad. Like I dropped like a few TikToks, a few Instagram reels, but I was lacking on it. And if it's a really good song and you don't market it properly, it's not gonna go anywhere. Like I mean, it's not gonna do anything. You have to market. It's really, really
Yeah.
important.
Well, and the good news is I'm guessing that it's still public, it's still,
Mhm.
available online. So
Oh yeah.
just because you didn't get the release marketed the way you wanted to doesn't mean you can't, follow up on the marketing, even a week
Yeah,
later,
Yeah.
a month
Even
true.
months
later,
later,
years later.
or set up a like 3 month to 6 month plan for it and let it
Hmm.
play out. You see a lot of artists pop off doing shit like that. Like they drop
Yeah.
something, but they really just like it didn't hit on the, you know what I'm saying, initial drop, but they had this marketing plan after they like kind of dove back, you know what I'm saying? They kind of hit that pop off point months later after the grind like kind of came through, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
the
and it's
TikTok
funny
started
you
flooding all
say
that
that.
shit.
It's funny because the song, I think you heard it, "I Still Remember You," the really sad one. It's like
That's a
the
good one too.
guitar, it's kinda slow. Um, that one for the first 4 2 no, 2 or 3 months that I had actually dropped it, it got, I think, a total of, like on Spotify at least, think 200 streams, 200 streams in total, and to me,
Mhm.
that song's a masterpiece. Like, I feel like I did really good on that one. Then I didn't have, TikTok Creator, so I made a new account,
Hmm.
and then I started promoting it on there, and within, like, 3 months, it was already at, like, almost 3K on Spotify, so it
Yeah.
really is just promotion. Like, if
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
promote even if it's terrible, like, there's so many people on, TikTok that go for that kinda genre, I guess, which is, like, meme rap or, like, trying to joke about it,
Yeah.
and it blows up so quick. Like, you think if they didn't market that to be funny, it wouldn't pop off? Like, it definitely wouldn't unless they didn't post about it.
Yeah.
One, and that's what I feel like Drake has realized and he's doing so well is like, the things like with the song with Yeet. where he'll add
Ah,
in, the count up
yeah.
the money for fun, like where
Mhm.
Yeah.
everybody will meme it. That's just
Mhm.
free marketing and promotion for
Yeah.
him.
Songs
Drake
getting
doesn't
plays,
care if he
plays,
gets
plays,
meme. He's
Yeah.
confident in who he is. Like,
Bro, he's
and
rich as hell anyway. Like,
well,
Mhm.
and he knows that every one of that meme is leading to him getting more money. And
yeah,
so even if like, and again, he's done stuff with like 21 Savage or just rappers who you might be like, oh bro, I don't know if you really want to add that. Like, I don't
yeah,
know if that conversation ever happened or not, but it's like, hey bro, are you sure about this part? And Drake's just like, hey, watch this, like,
yeah,
oh, but yeah, like you said, though, just those things that can catch, whether it's social media or like the things that you can tell a story around, like kind of have fun around. It's so big, and that's such a great way to market your music.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
So one thing I've been wondering is who gave you the best compliment on your music and what was it? That's something I like to ask artists.
That's good. There's a few of them. There's people. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the compliment that I hate is when
Okay.
somebody listens to my song and they're like, "Bro, like this is just like X. Like this reminds me of X." Like, bro,
Uh,
no, don't say that.
yeah.
If anybody asks you to listen to their music, don't compare it to anything. Don't be like, "Oh, this sounds like this." Just tell them it's good, or don't be like, "Oh, the beat. I love the beat. Like the beat's so good." Bro, nuh-uh. Like, yeah, the beat's
Yeah.
good, but so am I. Come on now. But the best compliment I think was with I Still Remember You. I think I was live on Yubo. This is when I used to use it to promote
A
my music a
fucking
lot.
Yubo.
Yeah, bro, yeah. And I got like two people. I had joined their talent show live thing. They were both crying, bro. Like they were
Oh wow.
literally like sitting there tearing up. And that was like
Damn.
that's when I kind of realized like I really do like singing. I really do like making that slow type of music. And that's why I had actually stick with that type of music for a minute because I seen that even though I'm not famous, like you don't have to be famous to make somebody feel some sort of way
Yeah,
with
make an
music,
impact.
especially.
That's real.
Yeah,
100%.
And
that's my best compliment. I think was a crying.
just going
That's
off
a
it, that's
big
beautiful.
compliment.
Yeah, no, for real.
Emotion is better than words. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can bring emotion out. I'd say that's better than like someone even saying anything.
Right,
And
Like
like
for
you
real.
said, that was probably a super empowering experience of just,
Yeah.
like you said, like I don't have to be anything other than who. And that I Still Remember You is that's such a beautiful song. That's the song that you made as a tribute to your friend. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song. And um
Appreciate
to
it.
I like you said, that was probably such an empowering moment to realize, hey, I can already have this impact on people, this effect on people.
Right.
Give them
Yeah,
these memories, these emotions.
yeah, and it doesn't even have to be something that's like super intricate, right? You can say the
Hmm.
most simple thing, but if you have emotion while you're saying it and you connect it throughout the whole song, bro, like people are gonna find a way to relate with it. That's why I love interpretive art, like people that do
Yeah.
interpretive art,
Right.
because you can look at a piece and see something completely different than somebody else, but you both like it. And
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that's how I find music, especially like sad songs. You don't have to make something about a breakup or a death in particular like I did. It can just be about pure emotion. You could be
Yeah.
talking about how you feel, and people are going to connect regardless if you think they do or not. Because a lot of people do relate on a lot of levels, and some people just don't realize that.
No, I think people do kind of downplay that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I just want to say something real quick is I think when people do those comparisons, like you said, kind of like X and stuff like that, it's because sometimes it's not those people's necessarily their genre. So they'll kind of drag the first main brand name that like comes closest into their head and be like, oh, that's like X because I've heard someone on a beat that sounds like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and it's just that stuff where it's like, okay, there's people that just, you know what I'm saying? They enjoy music. Maybe they like to work out, it helps them get through the day. There's other people that's like really diving into it. And really, it's like a life source, you know what I mean? A lifeline where it's like me, like I couldn't go a day without listening to music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's a day I don't be bumping shit or I'm in the car or I have my AirPods, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's who like we like to make the music for. It's those people that really are here to like value it, enjoy it, and then eventually, hopefully, you can spread that to everyone one day. And that's how the big people do it. And that's, you know what I mean? I don't
yeah.
know. Sorry, that I know that was a rant, but I just want to throw that in
No,
there.
no, that's good, bro. I like that. When you said that, it kind of made a click in my head. Like maybe when people are like comparing my music to other people's music, they're not necessarily talking about the genre and the music itself, just the way that it makes them feel, and that's the only way
Yeah.
to express it.
Yeah, it's like that's the main kind of person they know, and they're just, you know what I mean, quick draw to
Yeah,
comparison, like because
because
I know X was
no hate,
big.
no hate to like rappers right now that are just like I don't know, just like I'm fucking this bitch and I'm drinking this lean. No hate, that's always good. That's always a vibe. But there is, I feel like not a lot of rappers that right now at least that put genuine emotion into the lyrics and into the vibe of it. Like
I
Drake
d-
is good, love him. He makes great music, but I feel like just rappers in general don't really put as much emotion into it as it used to be. Like with X, like you could tell that he put a lot of emotion into his stuff. But I know
Yeah.
there's people like NF and Logic and who else? Faroa. Like there's a lot of people that do that aren't as known right now. But yeah, I just think really emotional stuff connects with a lot of people opposed to like hype stuff. Because that's always good to
Yeah.
listen to, but you're never gonna have a memory attached to a certain lyric in that bar. Maybe you will. Maybe he said
Yeah.
sipping lean fucking a bitch and it reminded me of the time you fucking fucked a bitch and sip lean.
Yeah.
Maybe, but if you're listening to a song like a really sad one, that can take you on a journey and you'll remember it a lot more.
Yeah.
when I feel like those substantive whatever, you know the words I'm saying, like those
Yeah.
songs that have substance, they I feel like they last so much longer on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
the replay, they you want to come back to them for so much longer. And I know, like you said, as a listener, that's the type of music I really love. Is hey, what could I put on and relate to? And whether it's put me in a good mood, or whether it's like I said, like okay, I'm feeling kind of down. I want be able to relate to something, or
Mhm.
um that song, that those songs that can really connect with you and relate to you, I feel like are so powerful. Like you said, there's, like you said, nothing wrong with a good club bop where just makes you want to
Yeah.
bob your head and go out and have fun.
Yeah, you need all of
Yeah,
them.
you
You know what I
need
mean?
Yeah,
all of that.
you need them all. You can't just have a
Um,
sad song playing all the time. You're gonna be
mhm.
sad.
Exactly. Right. Well, and that's one of the beautiful things right there about music is, um, like I'll go back to some like old school Michael Jackson. Like if I just want to
Michael
be
Jackson's
happy,
good.
like I could be in a really sad mood, and then just throw on some like Michael Jackson, like some Thriller, start doing some dances, bro.
Yup.
You can't not smile while listening to Michael Jackson dancing, doing
Yeah.
Thriller. It's like you're just gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
like you said, there's other songs where it's like, damn, you just listen to it, it's like I'm gonna cry. Like I was feeling good before this, but I'm gonna cry. And like the music's just so powerful where it can, help you sway your moods and your emotions. And
Mhm.
um
Love that.
yeah, no, definitely. So earlier, just real quick before we get too far, you had mentioned, like you made some people cry with your music. And it sounds like that had a good effect, or a decent sized effect on you. It just made me curious, like what impact do you want to have on your listeners? Is that something that kind of made you consider more?
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, that is why I started making a lot more sad music like that because I don't know. I feel like when I sing and when I make music like that, I'm able to connect with it a lot more. I'm able to like put truth into it a lot more than I would if I rapped about like killing somebody. Like I don't really kill anybody, but it's always fun to throw in shit like that because I mean it's everywhere. That type of music is
Mhm.
everywhere. But
Yeah.
Well, and
it
it's
did,
not like you like we've all had the emotion of it's like, oh, I want to kill that person, like just get
yeah.
like super
That's
angry.
right. Yeah,
And so just like you
yeah,
said, like with sadness and emotion, like emotion's human, whether you act on it or not, like everyone's had the feeling.
yeah, yeah. That's a good point too. That's kind of how I set. That's how. Sorry. That's kind of how I categorize my music. Is not so much like this is a song where I talk about killing somebody. I kind of categorize it in a way to where it attaches more to feelings and actions, if that makes sense. I would like to make music that sounds so hard, like hard as shit if you listen to it. But if you like actually sit there and listen to it, there's little things that will kind of insinuate that it's all in my head, which I don't know if you've noticed it, but if you do listen to the music, you can hear I'll literally say it's all in my head like a few times in a lot of
Yeah.
songs. So I try to make it known that I'm not out here doing that stuff. Um, or am I?
And I've heard you say that.
But yeah, it's kind of just my thing where I like having that image, but I also like having other images. So I try to make one image my main image, which is the sad one. And whenever it comes to like the hard stuff, I mean, I'll milk that forever. I'll sit there and act hard as hell as long as I need to, as long as people like music.
Hey,
Hey, there you go, man. And
better.
and
Yeah.
I love how you're like, I've heard, different rappers talk about like, oh, like Future, for example. You hear some of his like earlier music, it's not the same as some of his newer music, and then you hear some interviewers about that, and he's like, well, like I found, this is what people are listening to, this is what is doing really well on the charts, and
Yeah.
this is my career, so I'm gonna do what does, make what performs well, and um, but at the same time, and I'm not saying like it's inauthentic or anything like that,
Mhm.
um, but I love the ability to be like, hey, like you're like, hey, like I'm trying to make people know, like, hey, this is in my head, like I'm not trying to say I'm doing something I'm not doing,
Yeah.
but you're also allowing that artistic expression
Yeah.
of, you're not trying to like put something as off limits of like, oh, I can't say this or I can't do this, like,
Yeah.
and so
And
I just love how you're using the full like human scale of expression.
yeah. And the thing about it too is I don't necessarily explicitly say in a song that. Oh, no, because that's a fucking lie. I actually do. Never mind. What I was gonna say is I don't explicitly like say I'm out here like thugging and shit. Like I don't say that. I will say like I'll try to make normal shit sound cool. Like in my new song, it'll be like I tote my pole and polo. I mean anybody can carry a gun. It's not mean I'm. That doesn't mean I'm fucking
That doesn't make you, yeah,
banging. Right? Yeah. So I try
yeah,
to do that as much as I can too. Just try to
Yeah.
make normal things that everybody can do. Just trying to make them seem a bit more edgy, just so it fits a little better with the genre.
That's real though. That's like that, you know what I'm saying? That's like what every great artist does to a degree. You know what I mean? People
Oh
like
yeah.
Tyler the Creator, he made like biking sound cool.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it was just all these little things like that people would do or you know what I mean? So I think that's a great quality to have as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't downplay that at all because that's what it is at the end of the day. These rappers that are talking about lean and all that shit that are doing it, they're before they record, bro, they're sitting on the couch, like leaned back, all fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
it
it's
just
better to
because
be in
just
the
because you
other
can make it
situation.
sound cool doesn't
Yeah,
mean like, nah, for
exactly.
real,
Like you might as well be doing. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
for real.
Like these motherfuckers are doing it, and that's what they're on. So it's like I don't know. It's just because it's like truthfully, sometimes that's how it be.
Yeah,
Like not
definitely.
everyone's out there doing crazy shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even people that do rap about that stuff, like I don't think they want to be outside every day. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
on some
Not to
shit.
say I haven't done some crazy shit. I'll
Yeah, I
throw
was
that
gonna
No,
out.
say.
no, definitely.
Nah. But I guess changing the topic, bro. This is one of my questions I had. So just with your sound, I guess this one's kind of unpredictable, whether it's an artist or producer, but who's like the dream collab? You know, like who is that
Dream.
artist or producer potentially that's like you see this just golden record taking place?
That's actually a really good question. Golden record.
Mm-hmm. Who do you see that popping off with? Like who's the one?
Okay, yeah. I got two. One
Go
for
for
one
it.
genre, one for the other.
Yeah, do it.
So my dream for like trap metal, something like that, would definitely be Zillakami. Zillakami's fucking
Fire.
dope as
Fire.
shit.
I'd love to
That's
hear that.
Yeah, fire.
dope for him. Yeah, because I feel like if I were to remix one of his songs in my style, it would probably be hard as shit. But yeah, and
Yeah.
my other one for kind of like the indie lo-fi stuff, I would really like to collab with what's Palfu. Palfu's a really
Oh,
good indie artist.
I
He's the one
haven't
that
heard
made
of him.
the I make a cup of coffee for your head, like that dude.
hmm
I think I've heard that on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And
Okay.
he made he made the 17 again, where it was just a sad story about him and this girl that had like moved across the state because their parents were fighting, and he was in love and didn't love after that. And I like how you can really envision the way that he says stuff because I can do that too with my music. So I think it would be like a really good mix.
Like kind of like paint the
Yeah,
picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
those
Yeah.
two good choices, bro. I don't know. I was curious.
You mentioned the Zillakami, so just real quick on that like aggressive style. This is probably more for the artists. Do you have any? What advice would you give to an artist wanting to record that more aggressive, harsher music without tearing up their throat, or like how can you?
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for that?
I'm gonna be
How,
so honest.
yeah, how do you get that skill?
Yeah.
Honestly, I know I don't scream properly in a
Okay.
healthy way, but I okay, so I do and I don't. I will certain days when it fits, but there are other days where I'll make a song where I want it to sound a lot more like like I guess emotion filled, like a real actual scream.
Hmm.
Because if you do like a metal scream with your throat, I'm not even the best at these. I can barely do it, but it sounds like a metal scream. It doesn't sound like you're actually screaming. It sounds like you're
Hmm.
kind of just
It's like that hollow, like
yeah,
scream,
yeah,
like
and
yeah, like that shell of the scream.
And I feel
oh yeah,
like the mix amplifies it a lot,
oh
probably.
definitely, bro. If you heard me unmixed,
Is it wild? Is it
it's
wild?
bad, bro. I'll
Damn.
literally sit there and only add in the high ends, so the low ends, like the middle parts of the scream, are completely gone. I sound like a dying chicken or just something that does not sound pleasurable at all.
You should go live one time and like record and mix a song.
Like
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
Just like see what people think, bro. Just
bro, if I
just
were to
don't
do
even say
that,
anything.
holy shit, they
That'd be
think my
wild.
music's AI or something, because that is not
I was
They're
gonna
like, where's the guy
yeah.
creating the other music?
right. But yeah,
No,
it's definitely down to mixes.
well,
Definitely.
and I think that's something that a lot of people really underestimate is, uh, a good mix might have you thinking, oh, this person just ran in there and screamed, or
Uh-uh.
this person just went in there and read this thing off their notes. But it's
Yeah.
really typically like a few layers, or like it's not
Yeah.
normally just, hey, if I rapped this to you, it's gonna sound different than what you hear
Oh,
on the radio ready song.
yeah.
And I think a lot of people, as they create music, kind of underestimate the recording process.
Yeah.
And hey, let me actually build the track into what it needs to be, so that, like I said, and then that mix comes in. It's just sometimes it's like a night and day.
Yeah.
It's incredible what these audio engineers do. Like seriously, like I feel like sometimes it could be like equated to like magic, like
Yeah. And
Pretty fucking
I think
crazy.
it's interesting too because there's there's a little route that I'm trying to go down recently is aside from the screaming vocals, I have actually been trying to sound like my music a lot more in person than I do on the computer. So like with the new song that I dropped, Placid, um, the mix makes it sound even better, but the voice that I do in it, I can naturally do. Like I don't
Yeah.
have to like warm up before I do it. I could just snap in it. It almost sounds like it minus the mixing. Um, but the mixing doesn't really change super much. It does kind of, but it doesn't, you know. And a lot of the singing too, I'm trying to cut down on auto tune because I know I can sing, but it's never like I'll never get a run where it's perfectly on tune. So I do have to tune it a little bit. But I'm trying
well,
my
and even Beyonce or Rihanna use auto
Yeah.
tune
They got
for that exact
something,
reason.
something.
right.
Even if 99 out of 100 notes are perfect, it's for that one. Again, if you're gonna be listening to this 100 times in your ear, you want it to be perfect.
Well, and they don't want to make the singers sing it that many times and like
Yeah.
fuck with their voice, you know what I mean, to get it
Yeah.
like precisely. Like a lot of them like no, like we got a tour to run right after this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not like those, you know what I mean? Like I can see why they use it. Like I get
Yeah,
it.
all the harmonies, all of that stuff in my songs, I have to painstakingly repeat the same bar like 20 times just to get those
No,
good layers. Like
feel
I
that.
don't like copying them and then like moving them slightly so it sounds like it's a different one.
No,
'Cause
that's the right way. Do it
yeah,
natural. Yeah.
yeah, I have to sit there and like record it and do it myself because then it feels too like it feels just like bigger instead of wider, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like it doesn't capture the same energy. Like
Nuh-uh,
it
not at
it
all.
does feel more like robot AI like, you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah,
adds that more like repetition of like
When you try to just
yeah.
duplicate it.
Yeah, because when
Yeah.
it's duplicated, it's like you're like testing your ears. You're like, can I hear it or can I not? But when you kind
yeah,
of like record it, you can tell where the layer is and kind of like if you're like mixing and it's that low and you can put it all together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a
yeah,
different feeling. Like I feel like it's more alive when you do the layering and stuff like that. Just you know what I mean? With the same like emotion or whatever it is you switch up to. So
yeah.
definitely, you know what I'm saying? For other artists out there, like for anyone who's like curious about like, oh shit, I've thought about that before. Right there.
Hey, you
For
mentioned some
sure.
of your harmonies you've had to retake like 20 times. And
Yeah,
all the
so
artists are gonna relate to that. We've all been there, right?
yeah,
Um,
bro,
what's
terrible.
the song or what's the if there's a bar or a chorus, like what's the part of a song or the song that's taking you that took you the longest to record, but then you
Uh,
finally got it and you're like, okay, I'm like that was worth the effort.
I think it was actually Blood Note. The I wrote this letter with the
Hmm.
that one.
Was it that like phrase too?
It it was and it wasn't. So for doing the layers for that one, it did take me like a good 7 or 8 tries, and then I was
Hmm.
able to record them. Um, but there's a bar in there. I don't know which one it is, but the beginning of it, like for a split second, is a different key. Like it's a different key. So I have to do that and switch back instantly to the normal one.
Uh-huh.
And oh, like I sat there trying to do it. It would be like a millisecond off, and I couldn't because I could hear that it was
Uh-huh.
off just a little bit. I was there, I think, for it's gonna sound like cap, but it's really not. I was there for like an hour and a half to 2 hours working on this one little part, and
Just
it
one
was
section.
bad, dude. But it came out so good. It came out a lot better than I thought it was.
I know, yeah.
I love that. I love when it's like,
Yeah.
okay. And often like about halfway through, you're like, is this even worth it? Like,
Yeah,
is this like,
Yeah.
does it,
Yeah, yeah.
do I, like you
Like,
start
did I
second
already
questioning
have
the
it? Like,
idea?
was the
Yeah,
other one
exactly.
better? Like,
yeah.
should I have just ran with that shit? Like, it's gone now. Like,
And then I love when you get to the other end of that and you're like, okay, this, like, I'm glad we, like, this was
Yeah,
good. You know,
yeah,
perseverance.
that's,
definitely.
that's fire.
You know.
And earlier you mentioned you had like you said like hey like you hinted at hey this being in my head or you saying hey this is in my head.
Yeah.
I was curious if there's a rhyme scheme or pattern or like bar that is like your go-to like when I'm in a pinch like this is what I go to or even when you're writing songs you're just like oh this comes up a lot.
Yes, actually, for the melodic ones, there's a sorry, hold up. For the melodic ones, there's I don't know exactly what it is, but I always try to stick to the same key. I think it's C major or C minor or B major or B minor, one of those. I tend to literally stay because I can do the other ones, but that just flows so much easier in my head, especially when it comes to doing harmonies, because I know the harmonies of the C's and the B's,
Hmm.
and there's a certain flow that they have. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I have definitely reused it multiple times, but I incorporate it really smoothly. So I'll do like instead of starting it with that melody, I'll have like a bullshitted melody halfway through and then have it at the end, or have it in the middle and have it end with a different and start with a different key. So it kind of sounds the same, but it also sounds a little different.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that C minor key though.
I was gonna
Like
so
it's I could agree with you there. Right? Start there if like I'm on my own shit, like not on like a beat. You know what I mean? Like if I'm on my own shit.
when I'm producing
Gosh.
well, C major is nice because it's just all the white keys. So
Yeah.
like sometimes like if I'm feeling lazy, I'll probably go C major for sure. But F minor, like you said, like I don't know what it is
Oh,
about
is
it,
that
but
yours?
yeah, that's the one where it's
F
just
minor.
like
Yeah.
there's something about the sound of it where it's just like you said, I can find a bunch of natural pockets pretty easy.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Real quick. So These were my last two questions for you, and honestly, I should have asked these in the beginning, but I'll just speed run them real quick. They're nothing like too crazy, or one of them might be longer. But first one, bro, was how many piercings do you have? Like, I seen the one picture,
That's a good
bro, and
question.
you had the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole
Yeah.
thing. I was curious
So
because I think
right,
that shit's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
appreciate it. Yeah. So right now, mm, mm, I only have 12 right now. I know that sounds like a lot, but
He goes,
I
I only have 12.
I had I think like 20 at once.
Oh,
So I
wow.
had
damn.
It really is only 12 then.
right, yeah, I had two here, so four here on my ears, and then
Okay.
uh one, two, three on my nose, which I still have, my eyebrows and my bridge, which I still have, which is another three. Then I had two snake bites here, two snake bites here, a labrae here, a medusa here, which is through the top lip
Yeah,
instead of
I've seen that one.
and then my dahlia or my dimples. I think that's 20. I'm gonna have to recount. Hold up.
Damn.
Did any of so
Did they
you
let
went
you in
from
at the airport? What? My
Is
bad. I
it
didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Just like I
that's
had
a
to
better
know. It's like,
good?
do
question.
you get through security?
I
Like,
like
you know what I'm
forget my
saying?
Can I show you something actually? This is funny that you mentioned that. I went to the dentist, right? And
Oh jeez.
they took an x-ray of my face, bro. Holy, you can see everything.
Yeah, because it has to have the like. It'll show it in
Yo,
it.
if
Like,
you
Yeah,
send that
it'll
to us,
show
maybe
the
we can get it to pop up on the screen real
yeah, I was
quick.
gonna say we could probably have that shit pop up.
But dude, it's oh my gosh. This is when I had
Because imagine
I
that.
did
Take him out. He's like,
and I
It's like
had
we're gonna be here a
half-inch
while.
spikes. I had half-inch spikes on my nose that went up to like here, but I took those out and replaced those because they kept getting in the way of the mask. And it was like
Oh,
it was kind of not deforming my nose, but I felt like it was because it kept
because
pulling
like
it.
pressure against it.
Yeah,
Oh, I get that though. Like it was just constantly pulling.
it was. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying too, bro. It was
Uh,
never comfortable.
yeah.
But
No, I can picture that, bro. I don't know why. There's always been things like that. Those little fucking like
and
shit that drive you crazy.
honestly, that answered my question because I was gonna be like, has there been any that was just like problematic or just like,
oh yeah,
okay, this isn't
oh
gonna work? Like, I was like, if you went from 20 to 12, I'm guessing there's at least a couple of those stories.
yeah. So the one, my Medusa, I don't know why, but or actually I do know why. So when I would talk, I have a kind of a bigger top lip, so the back of it is flat and it's metal and flat, and it would scrape up on the gum in between my first two front teeth because it would push on it, and those two top front teeth would always bleed because it would always push it under.
Oh shit.
And then right now, actually, I've had my bridge in for about a year, almost a year and a half. Dude, that shit still like it's got pus in it sometimes. Like it's
Oh,
nasty. It's bad. But I do clean it. It's just I don't
it's
know. I
that's
really don't
that's a
know why.
certain spot though. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's a
there's a
weird
good
one.
amount of cartilage and like shit
And I
going
wear
on.
masks all the time, so my
Oh,
sweat a lot
the
and
air all goes
The
straight through there.
bloodstream is all different.
Well, and
right
it's
up.
like everything you're breathing probably straight up to it.
Oh yeah. That's why I gotta brush my teeth, bro. I smell that shit all day. Every
Damn.
day, man.
Would you ever do something like what Uzi did with the big old jewel he put
The
into his
diamond?
head?
The
Yeah.
forehead.
That's hard because I feel like I wouldn't do a diamond. I don't think I'd get something implanted in my face, but I definitely do something where it'd kind of have that same effect. It would be like, damn, why does that dude have that?
Yeah, like a standoffish play, just like, wait, what? Like,
So
yeah,
Yeah,
I,
honestly, I thought that whole thing was real risky. Like, I'm glad bro's
it
okay.
is,
Okay.
bro. That was like a $500,000 in his forehead or something.
That's why I was
wild.
like, the fact, one, didn't it get snatched? I was going to say the fact that it didn't
Yeah,
get
it fell
snatched,
out or
but
something, or it got snatched.
I'm pretty sure it did get
I thought
snatched.
he
But
took it out. I thought he just like,
I might have
got
taken
it
it out.
removed. Fuck this shit.
I would have been, I would like, when he got it in, I was like, oh, bro's going to get that ripped out of his face. I was like, that's going to be bad.
Yeah,
Like,
Right, yeah, and
the wrong person.
mm-hmm.
definitely not for me. But like, I cannot put a gem in my face, but I would.
It's pretty
There
crazy.
is this thing that I want to do, which is scarification. It's where you basically just get it's like a tattoo, but just with a scar. I want a
Okay.
scar. Oh, this is so
Is
bad.
it like, is that hurt even worse than a tattoo?
Shit?
Like,
I
do you
would
have to like
hope
fuck your
so.
shit up for that?
Fucking probably. I have no idea. I have not researched this.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Shit.
I have my own scars, but
No,
th-
I hear you.
if that's how, if it's the same thing I'm thinking of, if that's how they scar me, Brett, it would probably hurt. But my left eye is blind, so I can't see out of it. I could see there's like a pocket like down here that I could see, but that's like about it. It's completely useless. So I had thought about getting like the very cliche scar down my eye, but I also wanted to get
I would
Ooh.
be so jealous of you, bro.
right, bro.
I wanted that when I was a kid for some reason. I wanted when like
It,
it didn't occur to me how bad it was gonna hurt, like the pain that
right.
you had to go through to get one of them. So I just wanted one.
But it seems like it would hurt a lot more because I know the process for it is they cut you and then I think you have to wait for the scab to come back, but you gotta pick the scab. You can't let it stay.
Oh,
What?
Yeah,
that's rough. Yeah, because I
it's
mean you got to make it
Ugh.
into a scar. That makes sense.
yeah, it's
Ew.
not even guaranteed that
Like,
it'll scar if you don't pick it. But if you pick it, it's you're most likely gonna get scar. Like if I could show you,
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
I have a few on my hand.
that shit is
Um,
crazy. I mean,
there's
I do that shit by accident, but
a lot here that
Okay, I
they
see.
weren't even bad, but I had picked at them and they had turned into these really fat scars, and they weren't deep. They weren't bad either.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Is
but
that kind of like what they did? What's the guy in Wakanda who's got the for
oh, I
every
know what
kill?
you're
Is it like that?
talking about. On my hand? No, that's not what that is. But
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's similar, I guess. But yeah, it's. I would assume when you get scarification, it would be a lot more painful than a tattoo. I know a lot of people use scalpels for it. Like they
That's
literally.
what I was kind of wondering. I
damn.
was like, it sounds like it's
Mhm.
almost like you said you go to like a doctor or someone. Like,
Ugh.
That's what doesn't make sense too, though, because if you get it on your eye, like, bro, like, where's that eyelid going?
Yeah, what
well,
the
and
fuck?
that's
Yeah.
what ultimately, if I didn't like have to fuck up my eye, like that was the part where I was like, you were like, oh, if my eye's already, I was like, okay, you might be able to take advantage of that. Because,
Yeah,
like you said, like I wouldn't want to fuck up my eye just for like something cool.
my eye's already fucked up, so I'm not gonna worry about that. But
Real quick,
It's
back
like
on that
valid
convo.
valid reason to,
i-
like, get a tattoo if you ever did. Like,
if
right,
you don't mind me asking, what's it like? Like if you closed your other eye, you said there's like a patch you could see from. Is it
yeah.
just like black on like
Um,
otherwise, or like what's it?
yeah, or is it
What's that
blurry or is
experience
it
like?
just
Yeah,
it's really confusing to explain, but
yeah, because I probably like I don't have the
yeah,
experience or like the
it's not black. It's just not there. If that makes sense, like.
interesting.
So it's not there's this pocket that I could see out of, and I know like there's one like a really dim one right here. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like here and here and then it's black in the middle. It's like here and here, but they're like combined together. So like you can see like half of
Oh,
one thing and a quarter of the other, but it's like faded. It's really weird
but
to
there's like nothing
interesting.
around it?
yeah, no,
It's
there
not like it's just like a missing, like it's a puzzle that hasn't been filled in.
yeah,
Like,
it's like trying to think about what it
huh?
was like in the womb. Like cuz you weren't evolved then, you didn't have a brain then.
Yeah,
Like, there's literally nothing there. It's not black, it's not dark, it's
interesting.
Yeah,
just
it's like that's what you're seeing
They're
is
just
the
like next to each
combination of the
other.
two, and
yeah,
that's the vision.
Huh.
yeah,
No,
and
I think I
that's
can
the thing
kind
too,
of picture it.
with, being not being able to see out of this eye, it's lazy too, hold on, let me show you. So, this eye, I'll look at the camera and hold up, you'll see this one kinda looks that way,
Let's see.
and I can undo it, I can, like, look at the camera, but then as soon as I'm done, it'll, like, start drifting that way.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
yeah, and I mean
Is
it's
it?
kinda cool, but at the same time, it makes me look kinda stupid, so I don't really like it.
Do you have to? So do you have to like
Uh-oh.
intentionally be looking at something to
Yeah, I
prevent
have
that?
to if I wanna move this eye, I have to close this like, to move it to look at something, I have to close this eye and then move it with this eye and then open this eye, and
Oh,
then look there.
interesting.
But it's like it
Really?
feels like you're crossing your eyes. You know how, like, when you cross your eyes, it's like a
Yeah,
in between?
Yeah,
It's
the
like
like
trying to look
pinch.
straight. So, I don't
interesting.
really
Mm.
do it because I mean, it's useless. I don't really see anything anyways.
Huh.
And
I
That
appreciate
is
you sharing this
interesting.
with
Yeah,
us.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you're putting us on to like, you know what I mean? Like this is something I feel
optic
like you never get to ask anybody
I know.
from
That's why I was like,
someone.
I don't even know if this
Yeah,
is appropriate to be asking. I was like,
yeah.
I'm
I
just
was
mad
like, yeah.
I
curious.
don't
Hopefully
care,
that's not like
but
intrusive or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
if you know
appreciate
me,
like,
like, I have no you can ask me about anything, tell me about anything, I don't really care, like, I've lived enough I've been through a lot to understand enough to where it it doesn't really matter. I feel like a lot of people that have sensitive topics, there's trauma attached to it, right?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I don't find myself, the only thing I have trauma of is like taking acid and doing shrooms because that really made me think that my life was a lie and it was scary as hell. Like that's the
Yeah.
only thing I kind of hate getting into because it just kind of makes me feel the way that I used to feel back then. Literally crazy. But other than that, dude, like the eye shit, like I don't really care. That's one of the main reasons too, actually. I try to separate this like this, just so you can see one of my eyes, and then people will ask about my other eye because you barely see it like this. Like you don't see
Yeah.
it, and I'll explain it to them like happily. It doesn't affect me. It's not something that's super big.
Mhm. Alright, well,
Yeah.
that's good because I think like just embodying that does make it like cool to like others and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're
Yeah.
not sitting here like, oh wow, you know what I mean? But we're just like, oh wow,
Like,
like
I'm
you got to
genuinely
move it this way,
curious.
this way. Saying just like a way of life. You know what I'm saying? That it's just a whole different perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For people like for me, like I'm blessed enough to like be able to see great every day. So just you know what I mean, coming from that, it's like it's you know what I mean. It's like crazy to hear. So I appreciate the perspective. It's like
Wait.
I'm
Well,
sure other people can appreciate that shit too. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
and we've had some conversations about like the hearing stuff.
Yeah,
And
I'm
so
fucking deaf.
like
That's where I'm at.
for me, like I'm so curious about different like or like experiences of life. Because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's so many things where it's like, hey, there's a lot of things about us as humans that are similar. And there's like
Mhm.
there's those few things where again where it's like, yeah, it's like with like you said, like not being black, it's like there's just not a real
It just
sensation to
matters.
like connect it to
Yeah.
like for us to be able to like, hey, like
Yeah,
that's what it is for
exactly.
like for
Yeah,
me.
to be
Like
able to make sense of it is
yeah.
like that's cool.
And
You know
so
what I
I just
mean?
really
Yeah.
appreciate you like talking about
Of
that
course.
and
Yeah.
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 'Cause I feel like
And
most of the time you wouldn't ever want to like approach somebody and ask them something like that. You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I mean, you'll meet people that really don't care like me. So
Yeah, and I think that's the right way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Well, like you
uh,
said,
Like,
it just kind of like
yeah,
demystifies the
that's
whole thing.
life. You
Like,
know what I mean? What are
yeah.
we gonna change about it? You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
interesting too because my whole life, like I love drawing. I really do like drawing, but I've never been able to see 3D. Like I can't. I don't. I my life is literally just this eye. The thing that lets you see three dimensionally is your perspective here and your perspective here.
yeah,
like
They're
compared to
all
each other.
yeah,
yeah. So all I've seen is flat. So my depth perception, it's so bad. Like especially braking at stoplights, dude. Sometimes I won't even realize that I'm like halfway across the white line because it just looks like I'm there until I like
Mm.
turn and look to be able to see the other side. Then
Oh,
I
like kind of
lose.
get
I
a different
would
form of
watch
that pers.
3D movies. Yeah. No 3D movies, no I mean I can do Oculus, but I can only see out of one of the holes. So
What is
yeah,
that
it's
like?
just a lot
Is
I mean it's
that does it take
basically
away from the
the same thing.
experience?
Um I think because I have a configuration on mine to where both screens are the same because I can't
Oh,
see out of this
okay.
one.
That's I was
mm,
wondering if they
So
had like
it's
yeah.
yeah.
that's cool.
I didn't know
Yeah,
they
man.
did that.
Oh, so as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, that's gonna be a problem they're gonna need to fix. But
Yeah, no, they already got that covered.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
they're on that shit, bro. Fucking Facebook.
Uh-huh.
They're quick
Goddamn.
with it.
Or no, I can't even remember
Meta.
which one's which. Yeah,
Yeah.
Meta, Facebook.
Yeah,
But
whatever it is.
fucking, I wanted to go into the last question I had for you. And I know like
Mhm.
this is one I definitely should have asked in the beginning, but the name Ozelly, where does it come from? Like, what does it mean? Or was
I'm
it
glad
given
you
to
asked that.
you? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a nickname? Like,
Yeah,
where does this stem from? I'm curious.
yeah. So it actually it stands for jack shit. There's nothing behind it. I basically I was in the hospital room and I was looking out the window and I still have the original drawing too, which is really cool. I drew the window and I drew the skyline in like a shitty Crayola marker and I was really passionate about wanting to do music and I had already had some really cringy names that I had brought up, which was I think it was like Lil Cut, like Lil and then Cut. Like that was the most cringy shit.
Little cut in
Um,
the building.
yeah, right. And
Little
then
cut in the cut.
I think I had I think I had Xander as one of them, but I didn't choose that one because that's my name. My name's Alexander, and it's just I mean it's too cheap. So I was sitting there, I was like, bro, like what would be cool, like Ozelly or like, and I just said it. I was like, oh wait, hold on,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. And then I had came out and seen that somebody had already Zelly Ocho, who's also from Vegas.
Fucking
I
Zelly
was like,
Ocho.
fuck, bro, like it's my name backwards, damn near. And I mean, shit, it didn't matter because what I do under all my posts is just hashtag Ozelly, just so Ozelly is out there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just sitting there, and out of nowhere, I was like, oh, okay, Ozelly, and it was hard. I was like, damn, that's like a legit rapper name, so I'll keep that. But unfortunately, I do plan on changing the name. I do plan on rebranding from
Oh
Ozelly.
my gosh.
You understand this what this does to me?
Yeah,
We're gonna
no
have to
worries.
update
This
the interview and then rename it.
this is gonna take that. I'm not even worried about that.
Nah,
The I'm gonna see you, and in my head it's just gonna
I
go,
know,
oh,
bro. Like,
Zelly. It's gonna be like, oh no, it's
how am I
this
not
now.
gonna think
You
of
know,
it?
like,
Hey, you won't even know I changed my name. You'll think I'm a whole new artist.
What do
there you
you?
go, there you go.
Are you keeping it a secret for now? Or
Oh, so there's a whole rebrand coming.
The
yeah.
whole rebrand. The music's gonna stay, but all my posts are getting deleted. All that stuff.
Woo.
Gone.
It's
Y'all
a
better
refresh
tap in while you
stretch.
can.
No face. I'm gonna stay true to that mask, but it's not just gonna be this. It's gonna be like all this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get like a custom mask, or are you gonna have like different masks
Yeah,
you're going?
my girlfriend makes stuff like that, so I could I'll have her.
You
make
should, bro. Have
That's
like a
fire.
signature one you wear.
It.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
That'd be
hard.
hard.
Like, I don't want to rebrand, but I do at the same time. Like there's just a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it's gonna
But
take
is
work.
that the main thing? Is like you feel like that's the calling, like that's the
Yeah.
opportunity. That grass is greener on the other side. That's the main thing I feel like for any artist that's thinking about that is like
Yeah, there
you
hasn't
know.
been any faceless artists at all. Like the last one I could think of is Marshmello, that has no
Yeah.
face, bruh. Besides that, Dead Mouse, but they're all DJs, right?
Yeah.
And the only
MF Doom, kind of. His was like you could kind of see his face, kind of not. Like,
I mean, they knew his name. They knew like
yeah.
him, you know.
Oh, so you're gonna go like full Marshmallow, full like.
I don't know, maybe.
I see you. I see you.
See.
We either way, bro. We support you.
Not real
You
talk.
know what
I'm
saying?
excited to watch this.
Just keep
this
us
next,
updated.
Hell yeah, I will.
This next step in the evolution.
Type shit, yeah. Appreciate it.
No, but
Dude.
I really only had one more question as well.
Yeah.
This question I've been liking to ask the different Genius Playhouse artists. What flavor of ice cream would your music be, or if your music was an ice cream flavor?
I'm gonna go with mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. Do you have a
Yeah,
reasoning
and
for
why?
that? Yeah.
I do, yes. So mint chocolate chip. I feel like the minty is more like, it's gonna sound stupid, but like grungy. Like mint kind of is associated with it's associated with herbal teas and like stuff like that. But I also, when I think of mint chocolate chip, I kind of think of like Dracula. I don't know why. It's just Dracula or like a vampire. And but on the contrary, mint chocolate chip could also be like some sort of like wealth, like I don't know, just seems like a wealthy type of ice cream. And I would associate that with the more rap side of my music. So yeah.
That's cool. It's kind of got that it's got that mint in there, but it's also got that chocolate chip. It's got that dual sided.
Yeah,
I know. I
yeah.
was like, that was a stupid. I probably like over explained it, but
No, but it was funny.
just-
It was funny. I like it. Yeah.
No, that's
a good answer, bro. And
that's
I
cool.
like,
I like it.
each artist we've interviewed so far. I think everyone's given a different answer.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that I think because it's like I said, everyone's unique. They got their own, you know what I'm saying, shit going. Like
Not everyone's vanilla, you know.
No, we haven't heard that once.
Yeah,
so
I'm
actually glad to hear that.
Right.
I'm glad to hear that. To be honest,
I just said my news. It's vanilla now.
It's
it's
vanilla.
vanilla.
I'm kidding. What the fuck?
That's
But
funny.
yeah.
Yo, no, this is for everybody. We're just people pleasers now. No,
That's it. Gotta be.
no, I'm just playing. But hey, man, Ozelly, it was a pleasure talking to you. We really appreciate you taking the time coming up here and
Yeah, bro.
just sharing a little bit into your life, your story, your music, why you do the things you do. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. Appreciate coming on. I was looking forward to it. I didn't have any answers kind of like pre made up. I kind of just go with the flow, you know, like
Yeah, and I
if
feel
the
like that's
vibe's
better.
cool-
Yeah.
Yeah, if the vibe's cool, the vibe's chill, I'm able to just say shit. Sometimes I'll say something that's like bullshit and it just makes sense in the moment. But like I do actually believe in it. So it's kind of weird. It kind of just tumbles
No.
on itself in a good way.
All made sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? From our end, like everything made sense you were saying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it seems like you know where you're at, you know where you want to go, you have good direction, you know what I'm saying? It's just taking that next step of, you know what I mean, what you want with your rebranding and going for it, you know?
Right.
Like real talk. Well, and you've been a huge supporter in the community. We've seen
Yeah,
you
bro.
supporting other
Man, thank you for
artists, like
everything. Always showing
helping the
up, you know what
community
I'm saying? Whether
grow.
it's gifts,
Hell yeah.
whatever. You know
Yeah.
what
I'm
I'm saying?
going to say that
We
too. I
appreciate
noticed
you.
Coochie Lover fucking stole my #1 spot.
He did. He did.
He was going crazy one night, bro. I don't know what happened. He just was
Man.
spazzing, just like trying to beat somebody in a race. Like,
There was a couple going back and forth. He said, "Not today."
yeah.
There's one thing I wanted to say. So, back when I had first started watching you guys, bro, the only reason I was able to have so many submissions and I had gifted so much is because my bank account was like, it was looking pretty for a little bit. Like, fully, I think I had like 100 in there, and then in the span of 4 months, I said, "Fuck it, bro," and I spent it all. The worst, no, 2 months. Spent all that shit in 2 months, bro. Like all those gifts that I sent you, I was like, "Fuck it, sending." 'Cause I thought it was cool. I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do this, bro."
Nah,
But
well, and that shit
no
means the
regrets
world
at
to
all.
us.
No,
Of
we
course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is much appreciated. Like,
we definitely appreciate you, and we know that you'll be, your name is well known in the community. You know what I'm saying? As a like people remember that
I was gonna
generosity,
say,
that
bro,
kindness,
yeah,
all that love that
there's always
you've shown
somebody
to other
there that'll
people.
vouch for you. You know what I mean?
For
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Love
man. You'll have to give me some grace period after the rebrand because I'm
Oh,
gonna see you. I'm gonna still be screaming Ozelly, but after some time I'll get used to
I
it,
was
and
gonna say.
I'm excited to watch this next step in the evolution for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. I'll keep y'all in touch with what I'm doing. I'll let you in on a little secret later, but
Hey, we appreciate that.
Much love,
We
bro.
love seeing those little, that early look at what's to come. But hey, last thing, is there anything that you want to tell the people about? Have let them go check out?
Yeah.
Promote anything like that?
been waiting for this the whole time. Shout out to bro. That's my homie. I'm in his studio right now. We're just chilling.
Shout out to
we,
bro.
we do have a song called Placid. My promo was lacking like a bitch on it, bro. Like I didn't promo it like literally 4 TikToks and 2 reels. And I think the production quality in it is worth so much more. Like I should have promoted it so much more. So that's what I'm doing now. Like if y'all do have a chance and you want to check it out, it's just Placid on Spotify, on all platforms if you want to check it out. Let me know what you think because it's
And we'll put a
honestly
link to that in the
best song.
description.
Yes, sir.
Of course. Yeah, it's literally I think out of all the rapping songs that I've ever made, that is my favorite. It's got meaning behind it, it's got depth, and it's boom bap. But like, who doesn't like boom bap? Come on now, go
And
check
kind
it
of
out.
in a
It's all
newer age shit too. Like that shit seems fresh. Like I could vouch. Like it is boom bap, but that shit feels like lively, fresh. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hey, hell yeah! Well, man, y'all go check out Placid. Check out Cigarettes and Self Pity if you haven't already. Man, big shouts out to Ozelly. We appreciate you for being an incredible community member, awesome artist, awesome human.
Yeah.
We'll catch you on the next one at the next perfect time.
Yes, sir.
Ozelly.
Zelly.